Western Reserve Grief Services is such an integral part of our community. Loss touches all of us at some point in our lives, and the ability for us to process our loss in a healthy manner is one of the greatest gifts we can give our friends, our family, our community.
People knew when she was in the room. Now, she had a very big smile, beautiful smile, but she was very kind and very sweet, and had a great sense of humor. At 47 years old, she gave birth to a boy after 6 girls, and we were blessed to have healthy children.
Every morning she'd jump on me in bed, and I would come out here, she'd be chasing me, and then I'd like scramble for my life.
I mean, we had 7 children together. She's just an amazing woman, you know. I mean, I couldn't have been luckier.
My mom was the best human being on the face of the earth and put us first before anyone.
We didn't quite tell him fully what was going on at first because we didn't have answers and we didn't know how long.
It was kind of rough on me because I was pretty young for it to happen.
We never got to that point where we thought that we were going to lose the battle. We went in to win.
It kind of began at our house when the nurses were in taking care of my mom and providing her with care since she was terminally ill. Things kind of escalated, so she ended up going to Hospice of the Western Reserve for a couple days. He was trying to process it and he really had no idea. So he was going into this, what was a nightmare for him.
But I was kind of confused because I didn't know what was happening. And I was like 9 or 10 at the time, and so I was like, was this? I didn't understand everything.
But Landon looks at my dad, crying, and says, will you take care of me then?
And they're like reeling my mom in, and I remember walking behind, and this woman just came up next to me, and she just put her arm, she like put her arm on me, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, in that moment, I was just not okay.
When hospice came in, I think she felt a sense of relief, which is not what I thought. I thought I was gonna go there and sit there and watch my mom die. And instead, it just opened up my mind to a new idea where this is a part of life, sadly, but we all go through it, but we go through it together. You don't have to go through it alone, and that's what hospice is.
They really brought me just some kind of peace.
They really supported my family throughout the whole process, from the time we entered the door to allowing us to stay hours after with her and providing us with different things like the art studio was open for us to take Landon there, let him, escape from the room.
They're not just there for the patients, they're there for everybody. And it's not just family, it's, my mom's friends that were there. They helped them.
They went beyond for us when we were there.
It's not just the end of life. It's after that too, which is huge, because they're there for you.
To have the option to have a year of services provided to you if needed, whether it's just a counselor, they allow you to they support you in your grieving process. Whether you need it or not, you have the option, and that's something you can't really find anywhere.
The transformative power of grief, how people change and grow through their grief. We see post-traumatic growth, we see resilience in children and adults.
My brother was able to utilize those resources for years after, and it has made a huge impact in his grieving process and where he's at 13.
Whether it's supporting the pediatric program, whether it's our equine camp for kids that have lost a loved one, whether that's supporting a grief camp for children that have experienced trauma and loss in their families, whether it's our support groups, these are things that together help someone that's feeling the impact of loss realize not only is there a tomorrow, but there's a future that's bright.
So when Landon started the camps, I just remember he would come home from them, and he said that he learned from all the kids that were there and what they went through, and I think that helped let him know he's not alone.
I mean, I've never been with a whole group that has lost a loved one, so it was kind of weird, but we were all in the same situation. We all kind of had the same personalities because of what happened.
Sometimes you don't know what to say, even as a sibling or an adult. To have somebody who's skilled in that area that know how to support him is really important, and I think that was really beneficial for him.
But now, like, I understand everything, and I understand why it happened, and I understand, like, how I went through it. And now I feel, like, kind of happy now because she's in a better place, but I also feel sad that she's not here.
I think the biggest thing that I noticed was, in terms of growth, is understanding the grieving process and going through it with other people his age, working together, being one, like knowing that you have other people that have gone through that.
He has become so wise through this whole thing that he comforts us now. Just seeing him taking initiative when I couldn't even take initiative, I couldn't even be there for my little brother, just is amazing. So that obviously means he's being taught the right things and being shown how to be the 13-year-old he is now.
Losing your mom doesn't define who you are. Keep building your life in the direction that she would want you to do. And I tell him all the time, it doesn't define who you are. It just makes you a better person.
I was in 6th grade, and my one teacher, Miss Oki, told us that we're gonna do a Pay It Forward project, and we had to pick an organization. My friends, like, were coming up with ideas of, like, hospitals, and I was like, why don't we do Hospice of the Western Reserve? Before the presentation, our teacher called us over, like, 2 weeks before, and she told us that the news were gonna come, and I was like, did I hear that right?
I recently received an email about some local students who did a selfless and touching thing, raising money for Hospice of the Western Reserve.
And we picked the organization Hospice of the Western Reserve because we felt like they help people and their families during hard times.
We made paracord bracelets, we made bookmarks, we sold books, popcorn at Catholic Schools Week. Ryan and Landon shoveled snow. It's a life-changing experience.
People are drawn to who he is. They accept him. They don't push him away. He's wonderful. So you're welcome.
No problem.
Just a marvelous thing to watch, the strength of the human heart.
There's so many things that enrich our patients' and families' lives that are not covered by insurance, and we really are profoundly grateful, but also very dependent on the community support to continue to be able to provide those services.
They need that support. And again, whether that's through funds or that's through volunteering or that's through just speaking up and being there for someone, it's important just to come together because that's what hospice is, and they want everybody to be a part of it.
I think there's few places where your dollars have such a direct impact in care. You can change people's lives and the experiences they have by being a donor of Hospice of the Western Reserve.
I don't know what people would do without it.
And I learned that it will eventually get better, and you can talk to people about it because that's what makes it better.